Breaking news from college football. Tennessee star Hendon Hooker's season and college career is over with a torn ACL. The Vols' prolific quarterback tore the ACL in his left knee right here in the 63-38 loss to South Carolina on Saturday. Hooker was having a breakout season to put him in the Heisman conversation with over 3,000 yards passing and 32 total touchdowns. For more, we welcome in CBS Sports senior college football writer Dennis Dodd. Dennis, your reaction to the unfortunate news that Hendon Hooker has suffered a torn ACL.
Yeah, Paul, it's a darn shame. I mean, I remember doing a story on this kid earlier in the season, and the things he had gone through to get to Tennessee, a heart condition, COVID at one point. The coaching staff at Virginia Tech had lost faith in him. 19 days after he comes to Tennessee, Jeremy Pruitt's fired. And Josh Heupel comes in and recruits over him and gets Joe Milton to start ahead of him. Now, he eventually got the starting job in Game 3 in 2021 and flourished. But this is just another obstacle for this kid. He'll be back. He'll be back 100%, but certainly not in time for the draft.
And thinking about the Heisman Trophy now, his Heisman odds entering Saturday were plus 375. He was second on the board only to Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud. Now his season is over, as we have laid out here. Ryan Wilson had him as a day 2 draft prospect before this news came down. So how does this injury impact Hooker's? Obviously, it's going to impact it quite a bit, but how do you think specifically, just your knee-jerk reaction, no pun intended, to how this will impact his draft status?
I've got a very unique one-for-one comparison, Paul, actually. In 2007, I was at a game between Oregon and Arizona. At that time, Oregon's quarterback, Dennis Dixon, was #1 in the Heisman voting. This was a November Thursday night game, I believe. Almost the same injury, rolling out, non-contact. It looked like he'd been shot. He just buckled. Nobody touched him. And he became a journeyman, I would say, NFL quarterback. Obviously didn't win the Heisman, but it was almost the same. Now, look, that's 15 years ago. You can bounce back easily from an ACL and have a long career, but he'll be in the middle of that rehab when the draft goes around. There'll be no combine. As I said, he's a kid with a lot of character. If he's taken, it will impact his draft stock significantly, obviously, with a knee. But you just wish the kid the best. But I have seen it happen. He will be back based on that in the NFL.
Thinking about the team as well, and it's amazing how quickly things can change, Dennis. With that loss yesterday, they dropped from 5 down to 9 in the new AP poll. They were in the conversation quite a bit to possibly make a run at the college football playoff. So thinking about the Volunteers right now with the rest of the season and also the postseason, where do you see the program going from here?
Nothing but an upward trajectory. Joe Milton is there. He's a fine quarterback. You saw him come in, very strong arm, just not as efficient as Hendon Hooker, and frankly, no one in the country was this year at the time he was injured. I think he ends his career with 76, 80 touchdowns, 12 interceptions in his career at Virginia Tech and Tennessee. But Josh Heupel's built this thing. They're in the top 10 in recruiting or near it for 2023, and the early signing day is December 21st. And, Hendon Hooker wasn't going to be back anyway, but they're in good hands with Joe Milton, and they're going to be in good hands offensively with Josh Heupel because of his scheme. And he will lure good quarterbacks. Nothing but upward momentum, I think, for Tennessee.
All right, Dennis, thank you very much. We take a peek now at the Heisman odds following the injury news. Hendon Hooker's name obviously no longer on this board. Ohio State quarterback C.J. Stroud is the favorite, followed by Caleb Williams. Giant moment coming for him at the Coliseum next weekend against Notre Dame. You also see Blake Corum listed there.
Do you want a sports network that delivers everything that matters about the game? The highlights, the picks, the instant analysis, no yelling, no fake debates, no politics. Hit the subscribe button and never miss a moment.